Hey everyone, it's Ashley, and in today's video we are going to go through and do yet another video on something that I'm doing in my kitchen, which is trying to do a lot of traditional pickling or fermenting inspired from other cultures. In this book, which I mention every single time because it is become such a fun thing to use, is The Joy of Pickling. 250 recipes, not your traditional pickling recipe, not the kind of recipes that you're going to find that you're going to process in a canner. Yes, there is a section on here where you can process in a canner, but I would say overwhelmingly, the majority of these recipes are not that way. They are quick pickles, fermented, long and short fermented, and things like that. So this is part of some mini series. So I made a playlist that I'm putting all these videos. If you're liking them, I have been having so much fun doing this. If you're liking them, please like the video, subscribe, share with friends, anybody who you think might enjoy. So for today's video, we are going to do a relish. Now, this relish is something that you mix and throw in the fridge, and it stays there for like a year. There's no expiration. So you can just put it in there and just use it throughout the year. I don't think it'll last that long, but if you didn't use it that often or reserved it for special times or whatever, it stays good for a long time. So this one is Southeast Asian chili garlic, and it is hot peppers. There's a variety of peppers they suggest here, or say you can use Fresno, jalapeno, cayenne, vinegar, pickling salt, and garlic. That's it. So it's basically like a garlic pepper paste. And you kind of blend it. You don't puree it. You want to have some pieces in there, and the seeds are supposed to be left whole and things like that, but we'll get into that. And so this will make about a quart of relish. And so not only will we separately use this in dishes, but another recipe in this book calls for that. So the next video that we do, we will actually take out some of that relish and make a sweet chili garlic sauce. So that I'm really excited about too. And that sweet chili garlic sauce will also stay good in the fridge for about a year. It does require a little cooking, but this one that we're doing today, all you have to do is chop, blend it, and get it in the fridge. Super, super simple. As always, I will link this in the description in case you're interested. There's lots of fermenting books out there. I just bought this one kind of by mistake because I was looking for a book that would specifically talk a lot about pickling in the way that I could process in a canner, and keep in my basement. And so I was a little surprised when I found that a lot of these recipes did not have that as part of the instructions. However, I have since really started to get into a lot of these recipes, and it's really fun to try new things. These recipes typically don't make a large batch, which actually I find to be really beneficial because you can test the recipes and see if you like them. They're more of like a treat, a garnish, something you add for like a burst of flavor, which is all really fun. So let's get into making the relish. Okay, so we're gonna get going on the Southeast Asian chili garlic relish. That's kind of a mouthful. And so for this recipe, you were supposed to use a blender or a food processor and not puree it. So we're going to chop these jalapenos up. I think there might be serrano in here or some other type of hot pepper, but they're mostly jalapenos. And the garlic we're going to leave in whole form. I'm going to do them in batches. It's what it recommends doing, just to avoid getting it pureed. And instead of throwing these in whole, I'm going to maybe chop each pepper into, 8 or 10 pieces, just so that we can avoid creating a puree. So we'll go ahead. I'm going to get some gloves on. That's not normally something that I do when I cut hot peppers, but there's a lot here, so I'm going to do that today. Okay, I changed my plan. It's something that I often do in the kitchen, because I just kind of like to roll things and I like things to be easy. So instead of doing multiple batches, I'm just going to go with one batch. I'm going to turn it on low and use my tamper. And so we'll see how this goes. Okay, I think we might have accomplished what we needed to do. The seeds are still whole, which is the one thing that they said we should make sure that happens. I want to run it for just a little bit longer. I'm coughing a lot because there's so much of that spice in the air right now, but I'm going to add the vinegar. I am going to add apple cider vinegar. You can add white distilled vinegar, and then 1 tablespoon of salt. And then we will get this blended the rest of the way. Made a total mess. Okay, let's get our salt in there. To make up for the spilled vinegar, I'm just going to add a little bit more. Plus, it wasn't quite a full cup because I was already worried about it spilling. All right, let's do a little bit more here and we'll be done. Okay, I got my mess cleaned up, so let's go ahead and get this put into this quart jar. Between the vinegar and the peppers, this is a really potent little recipe. Whew. So this is what we have. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Oops. Get this out of the way. All right, that's what we have. Okay, we got more hot mess on the counter, and I'm very careful about touching that because of how intense this is. So this fits really well into this quart jar. Just a little bit of headspace there. This is like a really beautiful relish. It almost reminds me of a green smoothie, but obviously nothing like the smoothie. I'm guessing that this is just gonna get better the longer it sits. It stores up to a year. We're basically done at this point. Stay tuned because we actually have a recipe we're going to be using this in. So you want to make sure that you catch the sort of follow-up to this recipe, and then more in this series. This is just like super fun and such a really great way to have a unique flavor to be able to add to things. The kids think that it smells really good, to challenge your palate. And look at that, it doesn't even take up a whole lot of space. This is easy to just tuck back to whenever you want to use it. So we will see you in the next one. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day and we will see you soon.